Hi everyone, Danny Hogger here, recording episode 39 of my Master's of Arts degree in teaching from San Diego Christian College. The thoughts are all my own, but this is sponsored content, and if you'd like to learn more about getting your online degree, go to sdcc.edu and find out more about San Diego Christian College. Well, from last week's episode, if you didn't watch episode 38, I talked about my action research and how I am developing my plan to be a change agent in education and explore a new concept in my classroom. And today I learned more about the requirements. This week I've been discussing things with my professor and my colleagues, starting to plan, getting my timeline together for when to complete this research, and making some revisions to that original plan. Today I'm going to talk about how that process, the literature review, and reading have altered my course into a more appropriate set of research questions. So colleagues on our online discussion board, as we refine each other's ideas, have been inspiring me throughout my journey in my Master's of Arts degree in teaching from San Diego Christian College. Specifically, Courtney, Dora, Morgan, they've been bringing me positive comments, constructive feedback, and their own perspectives about how my observations and action research can propel myself forward in a few different ways, giving me some considerations to how to improve my methods, my research, and my planning. So Morgan specifically helped me change my plan. At first, it was a general homework assignment. How can homework affect assessment scores? And she was talking about how controversial that is and about how there's a million types of homework and how it could be very difficult to construe any positive, really, conclusions because of so many types of homework that it might not apply to another teacher and really might not be that helpful. So that's when I refined it and chose, does a podcast assignment, does a listening assignment for homework based on the lecture help affect retention and scores? Thank you, Morgan, for giving me that concept. She said, it would be very interesting, quote, to explore if there is an effective timing or way to assign homework or if there's really a purpose to it at all. And it's the word effective way to assign homework that made me refine it and focus on podcasting, which is something I'm interested and passionate about, as you know, from 38 episodes prior to this vlog installment. So I really like how a simple sentence from a colleague actually changed and refined my research. Thank you, Morgan. Besides just the research, I've also been reminded to be mindful about the things that I do and explicit with how I approach them. Courtney said, quote, I would also like to use restorative practices to cut down inappropriate or disruptive behavior, such as rolling around on the rug, bullying, and name-calling in her class, and time-off tasks. That's true, and we sidetrack these kinds of ideas for lesson planning, but once in a while we need to make these the main course for the start of our class as something we need to improve. So it's that community element that helped me build something else in, which is I changed my self-reporting about energy because I didn't want students to just all talk. She reminded me with this, with restorative practices, I didn't want this to be an opportunity with my survey for them to just all collectively show their disdain for homework in general. So I changed the questions to focus on, did this podcast help you? Would you enjoy it if it wasn't assigned? Would you still listen to it if it wasn't required? How do you think it affected your score? How did it affect your energy level? So instead of just getting complaints about having to be asked to do anything, I asked a specific question about how constructive the podcast listening assignment was. So we've really encouraged each other at San Diego Christian College within the master's program online to revise, refine, revisit, and most of all, to go for it. We're very encouraging with each other, and it's enlightening and heartening. My proposal was sharpened by my colleagues. I'm excited to thank them in this note. Thank you very much. Next week, I'm going to talk more about how I'm collecting early data and how that is shaping up in my action research program as I get 1 week closer and one step more towards my Master's of Arts degree in teaching online. Thanks so much for watching. If you have questions, go back and revisit some of these episodes. I've followed 2 a week the entire course of the year, and you can ask me questions directly down below in the comment section. Until then, go to sdcc.edu to learn more about San Diego Christian College. That's sdcc.edu. And until then, everyone out there, I hope you are doing so well in your advancement and maybe starting your path towards your own master's degree online. And for now, class is dismissed.